What is up? What is up? Welcome to On Air with Hatter, episode number 1. Today we are going to be discussing FEDNOW. How is everybody doing today? If you haven't yet, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Make sure you share the stream out. Let's try to get some people in here. Let's try to have some conversations. The phone number is up and activated right here on your screen. If you have thoughts, concerns about FEDNOW, feel free to call in and share. You can remain anonymous if you would like to. You can share your name if you would like. It does not matter. But the number is 419-417-4288. I had to get a number that kind of fit the Hatter. And if you do 4288 on the keypad, it's HATT. So if anybody wants to call in and chat and has anything to ask or input, how they feel, thoughts, concerns, fears, feel free to call in. The number is there. The phone is right here. Let's see who are we going to get on air with Hatter today. So, let me pull this up over here. Okay, so let me slide that up so it's not blocking. There we go. I just want to know what it is, Hatter. I'm Canadian. Well, FEDNOW. It's a financial service that's being offered by the United States government that allows instant payments for individuals, businesses, corporations, financial institutions, stuff along that nature. I have not done a whole lot of research on it, but we do. I don't have a view counter. Hang on. I have done a little bit. I've seen some videos. I have a bunch of tabs pulled up so that we can see what's going on. There we go. It'll probably take a little bit for it to update. Perfect. Well, almost. There we go. We'll go like that. So, apparently one of the big changes with FEDNOW is it's going to be 24/7, 365. So there will not be any holidays or anything like that. But me personally, I'm not too thrilled with the idea of FEDNOW. Basically what it is, it's instant payments that you can do between people. It is fee-based, and it is allowing the federal government and the Federal Reserve to, one, not only track what we're spending and where we're spending, but there is concern that they are going to be limiting available cash assets. They could try to make it a digital currency, but all of this is being overshadowed because there is a past president that has been in the news that got indicted, and that seems to be the headline of the news. And then you have the whistleblower, or the person that is leaking documents on Discord about the United States getting involved with a war with Russia. And it's amazing that I'm just recently hearing about FEDNOW. Um, Obviously, it's been in the works for a while. Like, this is a huge thing to implement across the country, uh, with all the different lenders and financial institutions, businesses. Like, this isn't something small. So, this is something that's been in the work for quite a while now. Maybe I'm just not up to par and keeping up with the news in the day of age. But I think this is kind of scary, if I'm being 100% honest. So let's see if we'll go to the home screen here. I guess we were already on the home screen. Whoop, there we go. We got something like that here. Just don't know what they call it. And how does it work out for you, Purple? I don't know if you're able to call or not. I know it would be an international call, so I don't blame you if you don't call. But, like, how does it work out for you? And have you ever experienced anything to where you were limited or they prevented you from doing an expenditure? Like, basically, I've seen a video that basically states that with it being instant, it's, yes, it makes the money available quicker. So on the positive side, it does help like businesses and stuff like that to be able to get their funds quicker, have access to them quicker. But however, they're putting an additional stop in between. Instead of the funds going from me to, let's say, you, they're going to take my funds. It's going to go to FEDNOW, the Federal Reserve, and then the Federal Reserve will release it to the third party. So what's to stop them? I know back in 2020, we had a pandemic. And they put travel restrictions on people. They said they wanted people to stay at home. So if they're implementing that additional step in between my money going to the merchant, what's to stop them from saying, no, there's a travel ban. You cannot buy a plane ticket. You cannot fill up your tank with gas. You don't need to go that far. Because everything that we do is tracked. Do you feel that your personal and civil liberties could be jeopardized by this? Do you feel that the government is overstepping? I'm anticipating and waiting for Purple's response because Purple says they have something similar to that up in Canada. I just heard the government was trying to set something like that up but never paid attention to anything else. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. But they've got like so many different things on here, like their financial services, central bank, treasury services, Fedline solutions, forms, resources, education, news, and about, all that good stuff. And I don't know. I just don't like that everything's becoming digitized. Yes, they have had cryptocurrency for years. But what happens if we get hacked or someone leaks out information? How secure is our stuff really? What honestly is stopping the government from just saying, no, you can't buy $600 worth of groceries this week. If there's a shortage on something, like the price of eggs skyrocketed recently, and you go to Walmart or any other big grocery store chain, Kroger's, Meijer, anything like that, and you're trying to buy eggs, you're trying to stock up for a little bit, and they decline your sale because there's a shortage on eggs, and they put a restriction on how many that you can buy. What's good, Miss Hatter? This is some scary shit, people. And the best part about it, it's our money, right? It's our money. The page we're looking at right now is the 2023 fee schedule. Customer credit transfer to an organization. So you go to a store, you make a payment, they're charging 4.5 cents per item. Per item. How many times have you gone grocery shopping and only gotten a handful of things? If you have the money, you get a shopping cart, right? You fill up your shopping cart. So let's say financially everybody's set, and you go to the store and you fill up a shopping cart and you have 100 things in your shopping cart. Not only is the government taxing the products that we're purchasing, but they're also going to be adding on this 4.5 cent fee on top of everything else. Why? So if you get 100 things in your shopping cart, not only are they taxing it to begin with, but they're getting an additional $4.50 for your shopping trip because of this. Returns. If you return something to a store, 4.5 cents per item. So that means businesses are going to be losing money, even more money, because not only do they have to pay you the full amount that you paid, minus the FEDNOW fee, they have to pay the FEDNOW fee again. So let's say I go to the store and I buy a cell phone. They get the fee for it. I return it. They get a fee for it again. Why? Liquidity management transfer to an organization. $1 per item. What is good, Domier? How you doing, bro? How you doing? Everybody that's here, do me a huge favor. Hit that thumbs up button. Share this stream out. Share it with people. And if you do share it, do a hashtag Hatter Reacts with a Z. That way I can find it. No hiding in the shadows, Domier. I want to know your opinion. I want to know your thoughts, your feelings, your concerns. If anybody wants to call in, the number's right down here. 419-417-4288. This phone right here will ring, and you will be on air with Hatter. See, the way it works here is tax is not added until after you get the till, and we pay 5 cents per dollar for tax. Yes, but they're still going. That's the same way tax works here. So you take your shopping cart up to the register, you cash everything out, and they add the tax to each individual item. Some items are taxed at a different rate. Like I know in Pennsylvania, clothing tax, they don't have it. But there's some things that are taxed at 4%, and there's some things that are taxed at 6.5%. So there's differences there. But they're still going to add these fees to the merchant and to the customer. Request for payment, a penny per item. So if you are in this program, and let's say they allow us to use it for YouTube, and someone wants a reaction request, so I put in a request for money. Yeah, it's a penny. People throw away pennies all the time. They'll have a handful or a pocket full of change. They'll reach in, toss it away because it's change. What does 100 pennies equal? $1, right? So you sit there, and every time it adds up, and it keeps adding up, and it keeps adding up, and it keeps adding up. So they're getting fees everywhere. Plus, they're the customer to the person, they're getting another 4.5 cents on top of that. So their 1 cent turned into 5.5 cents. Participation fee, general, $25 per month. They're literally making it a subscription-based banking system. The fuck? They're making us pay to use our money that's already taxed when we work. I don't know about you, but out of my paycheck, I lose $700 to $800 a paycheck to taxes. So not only do I have to pay to work, I have to pay taxes on the goods that I'm purchasing, and now they want us to pay even more. Please tell me how the hell this makes sense. How in the hell are we free? How long is it going to take before this isn't an optional thing once it launches? When are they going to make it a mandatory thing? Go back to 2020. Vaccines weren't mandated. The stab wasn't mandated. Until Biden said, well, if you don't get it, you can lose your job. That made it mandated. Why does the government feel that they can control every little thing? That's not what they're there for. The federal government is to oversee the entire United States. We are supposed to be governed by our state government. That is why we have state governments. I am absolutely mind blown by all of this, and I don't understand it. And like, why? Okay, so organization discount. They will get so organization discounts. They will get 4.5 cents per item for up to 2,500 credit transfers per month. Have you guys been to a Walmart lately, or a Target, or a Kroger, or a Meijer? How long do you think it takes them to sell 2,500 items? 2,500 items. We've all been to Walmart. We've all seen people go in there when they get their income taxes. How long do you honestly think it's going to take these organizations to burn through that $2,500 or 2,500 unit discount? How do you think that this is going to affect the prices? Businesses strive on making profit. If you don't make profit, you're not in business. So, all the prices are going to get raised. Do we not see the dangerous path that this could take? Oh, this was effective January 3rd, 2023. All right. So, let's go to check service fees. All right. So, checks. If it comes from the Treasury, there's no charge. So don't worry. If the federal government is paying you, you will not get charged for having your check transferred to you. Postal money orders, there is no charge. Saving bonds, there is no charge. Okay, so U.S. funds. It's funny. We're in the United States, and FEDNOW is for the United States. If you are transferring U.S. funds into a Canadian format, it is deferred. Why? You could always go to a bank in Canada before. I know it's been years and years and years since I've gone, but I went on a field trip to Quebec, Canada, took cash, went to the bank, and had it transferred into Canadian while I was up there, so I could use it at the shops. You didn't have to do that because Quebec, it's a highly traveled area, so they did have shops that accepted both American and Canadian currencies. But it's deferred. But there's now going to be a cash letter fee of $17 and a per item fee of $6. But if you're transferring Canadian into American, it's immediate. But you're still paying that $17 cash letter fee and $6 per item fee. And if they screw it up, cash letter correction fee, there's a $22 fee on that. So these are all other, if you're transferring American funds to any other country, if you're doing the Great British Pound and Euro, you're spending $15 per letter fee and $25 per item. Collection items. That's interesting. Return items, all billing codes. Okay, so this is for checks. Encoded deposit, which is direct deposit. So if you work for a company that gives you direct deposit, it's available immediately. As soon as they say you're getting $5,280, it's available immediately. But they're charging you a cash letter fee of $17, and they're charging you $450 per item fee. Uncoded deposits. And it's only available Sunday through Thursday. So Friday and Saturday, apparently you can't get deposits, which is stupid. Uncoded deposits, any other deposits, same thing, $17 and $450. Forward item amount encoded, $2 fee. Let's see, cash solution fees. Depository institutions are charged a $35 fee per deposit or order access that exceeds the basic level of free service. Okay, so they're charging banks to send the money to a different bank. Why is the government trying to dip their hands into every fucking thing? It's not our fault that you've been printing trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars over the last couple decades because you thought that was the fucking solution to the money issue. Why are people around the country that are already going through a similar situation like this being punished because the governments can't handle their funds appropriately? From what I've read and what I've seen, this is going to be an optional thing. But how long is it going to be optional? Frequently asked questions. Let's check out some frequently asked questions, shall we? What is required to conduct a payment between a depository institution accounts? What is a clearing settlement? Okay, so if you're going bank to bank, basically when you guys donate through PayPal or Cash App, it goes bank to bank. It's instant. PayPal charges a little fee, much less than FEDNOW is going to be apparently. But payments typically require clearing and settlement between depository institutions. Clearing refers to the exchange of information about a payment. So basically, hey, I want this much money from you. Okay, I'll send it. Fair enough. Settlement services act as a foundation for most payment systems, as they provide a universal way for the sender's depository institution to settle payment by moving funds to the receiver's depository institution. Payment services offered by the Federal Reserve, such as funds transfer, check, and automated clearinghouse, for example, direct deposit services, have historically provided clearing and settlement between depository institutions. So that's nothing different. They're just trying to speed it up and take their cut. Let me see. While the development of the FEDNOW service go beyond the roles of the Federal Reserve has traditionally played in the payment system, operating the FEDNOW service alongside private sector real-time gross settlement services for instant payments aligns with most payment systems in the United States. Since its inception, as intended by Congress, yes, because Congress always knows what's best for us. Fuck you. Hang on, where was I? The Federal Reserve has played a key operational role in the nation's payment system by providing payment and settlement services between depository institutions. As the nation's central bank, the Federal Reserve has a unique ability to provide settlement between depository institutions without introducing credit and liquidity risks. This operational role also allows the Federal Reserve to promote the accessibility, safety, and efficiency of the U.S. payment system. The payment and settlement services offered by the Reserve Bank, such as services for funds transfers, checks, and automated clearinghouse payments, have traditionally operated alongside and support of similar private sector services. So, correct me if I'm wrong. What's up, Iris? But correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't it illegal? And it goes against the idea of a monopoly for one company to be so big that it controls the vast majority of a simple, or not a simple, but a certain area of business. So basically, they're preventing any of the private sector services from being able to do this, and they're taking over. So now the United States has a monopoly on the financial institutions. And they're not only that, but they're charging them. Every time they send out a deposit or get something in, it's a $35 charge now. Guess where that charge is going to be made up? If you have monthly fees, if you have overdraft fees, yeah, those are going to go up. Interest rates, I can almost guarantee they're going to go down. So you're not going to be making money off the money that you have in the banks. Uh, do, 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 do. I love how they just put the questions that make them look good. How will the FedNow service lead to a more efficient payment system? It fucking won't. We already have instant payments. If someone were to donate right now, it would come to my phone. I'd get a notification and I would have access to those funds. We already have instant payments. The only reason that I can see that the government is stepping in and trying to launch this FedNow is because they take a cut out of everything and they can upcharge everything else. But who's going to end up paying for all these upcharges? It's going to be us because prices are going to go up. We are no longer going to be able to have the luxury of, going to a dollar store or whatever, because all these fees and everything that are being charged, it's going to go up. Dollar Tree went from $1 to $1.25. Yeah, it was a long time coming because the price of stuff just keeps going up. But the prices are just going to keep going up and up and up. You want to know what's not going up? Wages. And if they do, they tax you more. Sounds like they're trying to make really like a monopoly the game. Exactly. That's basically what it is. They have to have the utmost control. Let's see. Will the Federal Reserve be able to recover costs of the FedNow service over time? Well, no shit. Look at the fees. In keeping with the requirements of the Monetary Control Act and long-standing principles for the pricing of Federal Reserve services, the Federal Reserve Board would fully expect any new service to achieve full recovery costs over the long run. In reaching this conclusion, the board considered the MCA's cost recovery requirements alongside its requirement that the Federal Reserve give due regard to competitive factors, that the provision of an adequate level of such services nationwide. For any new service, the board would follow a similar approach to long-run cost recovery as that applied to the Federal Reserve ACH service, the last new retail payment service developed by the Federal Reserve. Features of functionality. How will the FedNow service work? The FedNow service will process and settle individual payments within seconds, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Unless you have checks, they're not going to do those on Fridays and Saturdays. Like other the settlement services offered by the Federal Reserve, the service will settle obligations between depository institutions through debit and credit entries to balances in their master accounts at the reserve banks. Consistent with the goal of supporting instant payments, use of the FedNow service will include, as terms of service, a requirement that participants make the funds associated with individual payments available to their end user customers immediately after receiving notification of settlement from the service. A detailed description of the payment flow of FedNow service transactions can be found here. Let's see. The Federal Reserve intends to launch FedNow service mid-year 2023, specifically targeting a production rollout of the service between the May to July timeframe. So this is coming before we know it, ladies and gentlemen. It is April. You want to know what comes after April? May. June, July. We are looking at 90 days, ladies and gentlemen. 90 days before this is forced upon us. Let's see. Let's see what this link goes to. Oh, the site can't be reached. Isn't that fucking amazing? Hang on. When and how will the Federal Reserve provide more information about the FedNow service, such as technical specifications and pricing? As the development of the FedNow services progresses, The Federal Reserve is committed to providing additional details in advance that will allow industry partners to take appropriate steps to ensure that they are prepared to use the FEDNOW service when it becomes available. Future communications about the FEDNOW service, including but not limited to technical specifications, detailed product offerings, pricing, and implementation timing, will be provided through established channels such as the frbservices.org. But you click it. The site cannot be reached. Really? Speeches and testimony. I love this one. Oh, let's see. Vice Chair Lael Brainerd, a governor. Okay, President of the Federal Reserve Bank, Kansas City. But these testaments go all the way back to 2018. So how long has this been going on? How long has this been a thing? And why are we now just hearing about this? And why are there so many people that are unfamiliar with this? When it's literally right in front of our faces. It is being shoved upon us. But anyways, enough of my venting and ranting. If anybody would like to call in now. 419-417-4288. Let me know your thoughts, your concerns. If you have any questions, let me know. Oh, Regulation 2, debit card, interchange fees, and routing. This should be fun. So if you have a debit card in America, let's see. That is a YouTube notification. Oh, let me see here. Bum, 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 bum. Not seeing any financial information on this. Of course, it's a press release. They only want to release what they want. Micro and macro data collections. You think they're not going to track what you buy? The stores are already doing it. If you have the Walmart app and you buy something at the store, open up your Walmart app. They connect the Walmart app and your debit card. Because you can go there, even though if you've never ordered online before, you can go there, shop in store, and it will tell you things that you've recently bought. They've been linking apps and they've been tracking stuff that you buy for a long, long time. It's all good, Purple. Some people may just be chilling in the background listening. I love how they have testimonies, though, when this hasn't even fucking launched. Oh, my goodness. FEDNOW fees. Okay, we already checked out that one. ACH fees. So that's a bank transfer. Huh. Okay. Federal ACH organization and receipt fees. Minimum monthly fee. Minimum fee. They don't tell you a maximum fee. Minimum fee, $50. Minimum monthly fee for receipt, $40. Item fee, forward or return, 0.0035 cents per item. And that's ACH. So if you do a bank payment, if you put in your debit card online, that's an ACH transfer. Same day service. There's a surcharge. product here. So if an item's going out, they charge. If an item's being brought back to the store, they charge. Premium receivers. Oh, I gotta see this. Hang on. Let me see. Services and access. Set up home. Rules and regulations. Oh yeah, they're fucking money hungry. It's not we the people anymore. It's we corporate America. I love it. They have the regulations, but it's all off-site stuff. Extensions of credit by the Federal Reserve Bank. Let's see. EFTs. Let's see if we can find anything in here. Of course, nothing's ever easy to find because they put everything in a one fucking giant fishbowl. All right. Master account agreement. Let's see what this has to say. So this is for a bank. Federal Reserve Bank Operations Circular. Interesting. So they literally have just this to fill out. It's like throwing a key in a ball pit and saying, now go retrieve it. No, because you're wrong. Because if they throw the key into the ball pit and say, go get it, at least we have a chance of getting the key. They're throwing $1 in the ball pit, but at the bottom of the ball pit, there's only a little bit of pocket change. So not only are they taking the dollar and giving us false hopes and admirations, like, they're taking. Let's see if YouTube has anything to offer. Digitizing the dollar. Yeah, we'll check this one out.
So what the central bank digital currency is all about is surveilling Americans and controlling behavior of Americans. And how do we know? Because we've seen this happen in other parts of the world. Look at no further than China.
So the government or the
fucking listen. I don't know who that is. So this is obviously a Florida governor, because you can see the state of Florida in there. Their flag. Listen to what he's saying.
Behavior of Americans. And how do we know? Because we've seen this happen in other parts of the world. Look at no further than China.
So the government or the Fed is about to release in July of 2023 what is known as the FEDNOW instant payment service. And a lot of people are really concerned about this. And also the government is working on their own centralized bank digital currency. Now, after reading about this online,
what's good, MN54?
And doing a lot of research, I found out that people are also confusing these two things. So there are two things at play here. So first of all, we have the FedNow instant payment service, which is being launched in 2023 in July of this year. And they're going to be starting this in phases. The first phase is going to start in July of 2023. And then we have the CDBC, which is the centralized bank digital currency, which is a completely different thing. Now, in this video, I'm going to break down exactly what the FedNow instant payment service is, what it does, the pros, the cons, and then I'm going to also talk about the CBDC, which is where a lot of you guys may be really concerned. Now, for this video, I'm going to keep my own opinions to myself. I'm going to try to be as unbiased as I can. I'm also going to pull information from the sources to show you guys so you can read and you can see this stuff for yourself. Now, if you agree with anything that I'm saying, comment down below, let me know. If you don't agree with what I'm saying, also comment down below, let me know. But that said, let's jump right into this video. So the first thing I want to talk about is the Federal Reserve FedNow instant payment service. So this is the official website right here. And this is where you can get all the info. Now, I encourage you guys to read this stuff for yourself because, you know, if you read this stuff, then you get the idea. If you read something and it doesn't make any sense, then you should be able to say that, hey, I just read this and it doesn't make any sense. So if it makes sense,
Damn it, I'm muted. All right, so basically, I noticed on his video that he had the application sign in. And right here it says, warning, if you are not authorized to use FedLine Web, please leave this page immediately. Unauthorized access is prohibited and may result in civil and or criminal prosecution. Subscribers expressly consent to having their activities monitored, recorded, and shared with third parties. Why the fuck is the federal government that's trying to push this FedNow financial institution system upon us sharing this information with third parties? It's like PayPal, but without fees. No, MN54, the fees are outrageously high. And they're not only doing cash, they are doing transfers, debit purchases, purchases per item at the stores, check cashing services, currency exchange. There's fees. There's lots of fees. We've already talked about them. There is lots of fees.
To you, it makes sense. If it doesn't, then it doesn't. But basically, this is the FedNow instant payment service. Now, you may be saying, well, Ian, why does the Fed need to release an instant payment service when we already have instant payments right now, right? Because let's say we go on a coffee date, right? you purchased the coffee, I owe you 20 bucks. I can simply just take my phone right here and I can Zelle you or Venmo you or use some other app and I can send you this money. And it may take 30 seconds to get to you, a minute, 2 minutes tops, but it's really quick and it's almost instant, right? So do we really need instant payments from the Fed with this new?
Yes, and the credit card fees are assessed and allowed by the Federal Reserve. Because all a credit card is a bank account with a recurring loan. They allow you to access the money as long as you pay it back. And then they add their fees.
New FEDNOW service, and this is why a lot of people are asking a question as to why are they now implementing this FEDNOW instant payments when we already have digital instant payments. Now, after reading through a lot of this stuff, I came to realize that this is actually going to be more beneficial to banks and financial institutions than for me and you. And starting with the first phase, it really won't affect
Helping out multi-billion-dollar conglomerates. Our government seems to be good at that.
Us, the consumers, that much. And to show this, we can go over to the About page for this FEDNOW service. So basically here it says, the FEDNOW service is a new instant payment service or instant payment infrastructure.
You can pay your taxes and get your refund faster. It's good. How much research have you done on this, MN54? You're free to call in. I know you're in New York. The number is right there at the bottom of the screen, 419-417-4288. If you would like to call in and explain, because we've gone over this the fees, and it is absolutely insane, the fees that they're charging. I'll pull up the fees. You can pay your taxes with a normal... The federal government does not need to have a monopoly on the financial institution. Plain and simple. They're trying to eliminate the little guys, the third-party companies that are already doing this, so they can have all the control.
Developed by the Federal Reserve. It allows financial institutions of every size across the US to provide safe and efficient instant payment services, right? So businesses and individuals can send and receive instant payments in real time, around the clock, every single day of the year. And this will be launched or
cap, because we've already established that with checks, they're only available Sunday to Thursday. Friday and Saturday are left out. So it's not 7 days a week. It's not 365. It's not.
Deployed in phases, with the initial launch taking place in July 2023. So basically, if you want to do some transaction right now, let's say you want to pay a utility bill or you want to pay your mortgage, the problem is if my mortgage or my internet bill, for example, was due right now today, let's say it's now what, 11:44 p.m., then I would go into my banking app and I could try to pay that bill, right? However, although I initiated the transaction right now, my bank already has a set schedule when they process these transactions, which is probably going to be the next business day at 11 a.m., right? Or some.
Okay, so keep better track of your finances. If you have a bill that's due, pay it before the due date. Simple solution. Again, the government does not need to get involved.
Sometimes it could be the day after the next business day. So what's going to end up happening here is that my bill is going to be paid, but I'm going to be late even though I initiated this transaction in my bank at the right time because of how long these things take to process. So this way, if we have the FEDNOW service, which is supposed to be a real-time instant payment service, then this way you can actually make payments. You can, pay your bills, your utility bills, your mortgage, whatever you need to do bank to bank, and it will actually be truly instant. So it doesn't really affect me and you that much just yet. And if we scroll down some more on this page, it says the first release of the FEDNOW service will provide baseline functionality that will support market needs for a range of use cases, including those growing in demand, such as account-to-account transfers and bill pay. So that is what the first release of this FEDNOW service is going to be doing. So starting July 2023,
I really hope that he goes into the fee breakdown.
don't really have that much to worry about now. It's not like something is going to change radically in the next 2 months. It's going to really affect banks and financial institutions and not necessarily you right away. Now, eventually, this is what I think is going to happen, right? And you can comment down below and let me know what you think as well. Now, I don't have a crystal ball, so this is just what I think, my own opinion. But I think eventually they're going to move this FedNow instant payment service to the point where they'll want us to use it to replace other P2P apps, right? So for example, right now,
PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, Zelle.
I have a bunch of P2P apps that I can use. If I want to send money to someone, I have the option of using Zelle or Venmo or PayPal or a bunch of other apps, right? And I have the option to now choose which one of these apps I want to use. So for example, I may or may not use PayPal depending on what I'm sending money for, because maybe PayPal will charge me a fee, right? So I may opt to use a Zelle. And depending on who the person is that I'm sending money to, I may choose to use Venmo. But the point is that right now I actually have options and I can choose. But eventually, if this is a case where the Fed is going to want us to stop using all these other apps and use the FedNow instant payments, then that is where it kind of gets a bit invasive and it's kind of like a privacy concern, right? Now,
Privacy concern, monopolizing, and where's the freedom of choice? If we're forced to use the government's financial way, where is our freedom of choice?
Now, although this doesn't really affect us right now, let's talk about the CBDC, which is the centralized bank digital currency. And this is where most of the concerns come in, right? So let's go back to one of these news reports, for example. That much control to the point where they can come in and they can say, Ian, you've been a frugal guy all your life. You've been saving all this money, but we want money in the economy. So from now on, Ian, you're gonna have to spend this money by a certain time or it's gonna expire. So basically, people are really concerned that this is going to give the government so much control that not only will they be able to tell you what to do, but now they can actually restrict you and they can actually force you to use your money to do what you don't want to do, but what they want you to do with your money. Now, the idea of a centralized bank digital currency has its pros, but it has its cons. And so you may be saying, well, Ian, this sounds a lot.
Okay, I understand that, I'm N54, but what's to stop, like, at least PayPal and that, they have the options. Like, if you're sending money to someone new, it'll sit there and be like, oh, well, they have to approve it. And you can go in and you can try to cancel it. You can contact them and be like, listen, I sent it to the wrong person. Can you cancel this transaction? You have that time. If this is instant, like they say it's going to be, you're not going to have that option. You're still going to be screwed.
Lot like Bitcoin or these other cryptocurrencies, right? But it's a bit different. Now, this is the official website here, and the government has been looking at doing this for over the past 2 years, I believe. Phase, right? So it's currently being developed. So this is not something that's going to be implemented on July 3, like a Bitcoin and a
CBDC.
Cash society, so people can kind of like swoop things under the rug. But if the central is, and probably they could go as far as saying, hey,
okay, well, we got through the FedNow part, so he didn't go over the fees like I was hoping he would, but here's the service fees for the Federal Reserve. Okay, and now this is for businesses and financial institutions to start off with. But a basic transfer, origination, 61 cents. Oh, that's for FedWire. Hang on. Account services fees. So there's no charge, no charge. Data files, $150. End of day financial institution reconcilement data file, $150 per day. A statement of account spreadsheet, $150. If you need a replacement copy, they're going to charge you $10 a copy. Cash management services. So more fees that they can charge. CMS plus own report, $60 a month. CMS plus own report plus OSR, TN, respondents, and sub-accounts up to 12 files, $125 a month. All the way up to $1,000 a month. That's cheap. Yeah, you're talking for businesses and that, but they're still going to need to recoup that cost. So even though this is for financial institutions and businesses, we are still going to pay. All these banking fees, the prices of goods at stores, they're going to recoup those costs. Prices will go up. Electronic check collection. Okay, so same day availability. Cash letter fee. So these are check deposits. Deposit deadline. So they have the deadlines. Cash letter fee. If you do it by 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Sunday through Thursday, it's $4.50. 1 a.m. Eastern Time, Monday through Friday, it's $6.50. 5 a.m. it's $8.50, and 9:30 a.m. it's $10.50. And they have all these different fees here. Premium image cash letter, deferred image cash letter, dollar cold image cash letter. Everything has a fee. That benefits business. How does that benefit business? They're charged for everything. Like, if you're a business that you have to send your money out to a bank, they're going to start charging you for those deposits because the bank is now being charged to send their deposits to the Federal Reserve Bank. Okay, this is the one I wanted. Customer credit transfer organization. So this is for a business. We'll use Walmart as an example. Billing code 81100. 4.5 cents per item. So if you go to Walmart and you buy 100 things, they're charging you they're charging the business $4.50 for someone purchasing those 100 things with this new FEDNOW service. If a customer returns things, we've all been to Walmart after the holiday season, returns are outrageous. They're still being charged 4.5 cents per item that's returned. Request for payment, a penny per item. Again, that's pocket change. But if you have 1 million people a day doing a request per item, that's $10,000 per day. Multiply that by 365. $3.65 million a year. That penny doesn't seem so small now, does it? Participation fee, $25 per month. Discounted to $0 in 2023. They are going to eventually charge people to be a part of this program. But you get, for these larger stores like Walmart, you get that 4.5 cent per item discount up to 2,500 items. Like these huge chains, how long do you think it takes them to sell 2,500 items? I've worked for a Walmart. It doesn't take long. Probably takes them about 4 hours. And that's not including online sales. That's in-store sales. Where did I go? Let's go back. Like the gentleman that we were watching said, this is going to affect financial institutions and businesses first. He's not entirely wrong. It is primarily aimed at financial institutions and businesses. However, it's going to immediately affect us. What happens if the gas goes up? Gas price goes up. We don't think about it. These companies have to, make their money too. So if they're paying more for gas, they're charging more for shipping. If they're charging more for shipping, the stores have to charge more to recoup their losses or to stay in their profit margin. We are going to be affected by this. It's not going to be something that's just, oh, well, this is no big deal. This is a huge deal. And it's scary because I looked up something that said you can opt in to be like a receive only participant. Okay, so does that mean they're planning on making this a mandated thing? How long is it going to be before it's mandated that we all have to sign up for the service? They'd be able to tell if we were or not, because I guarantee our social security numbers or our alien ID number will be used to track. The government will be able to tell when you're spending money, where you're spending money, and what you're spending money on. Why is it the federal government's concern, business, or right to know what I'm going to go down to the store here in 15 minutes. Why do they need to know what I'm buying? Why do they need to have control over what's purchased? Like if they put a travel ban in place, you can't get a plane ticket. You can't get a train ticket. You can't get a hotel room. What then? I feel that our civil liberties are going to be infringed on very quickly with this program. Let's do a quick Google search. When was FEDNOW initiated? I don't care when you want to roll it out. I want to know when you started talking about it. Of course, there's not much information. 9/23/22. That's 21. There's 2017. That's 28 or 2020, 2022. There are probably people not paying their taxes. Okay, but the saying is, you take the bad apple out of the bush and it doesn't spoil the bunch. So because certain people want to not pay taxes, why does everybody have to be forced into this kind of a situation? Go after the people that aren't paying taxes. There's people out here every day that are killing people. Are you going to go after the murderers, or are you going to go after every single citizen? Every single human being in the United States? It's simple logic. You go after the murderers. You don't go after innocent civilians. And honestly, there are so many people not paying taxes because there's so many tax breaks for certain individuals. Our previous president, Trump, he said it himself. I know that there's major tax breaks in the government. I know people are getting away with not paying millions and millions and millions of dollars in taxes. Why? Because I use the system. I use the system that is incorporated by the United States government to get out of paying some of my taxes. Businesses do it all the time. I'm pretty sure illegal immigrants are not paying their taxes. We suffer. Okay, but at the same time, the United States government and the current administration that we have are allowing the immigrants to come over still. Immigration has been an issue that we've been battling for decades. It's not something new. It's not something that should be a shock to anybody. I mean, you've seen it in movies for decades. People sitting there losing job opportunities because there's an illegal immigrant that's not on the books, that's willing to work off the books for a much cheaper rate. I don't know how this is possible, Iris. I really don't. In my mind, this is the federal government overstepping their boundaries. And I'd love to have conversations with people and see how they feel and what their thoughts are if they have concerns. But we are going to be wrapping this up at 1:30. That'll have us live for an hour and a half for the first radio show covering FEDNOW. If anybody would like to call, you can call using the number down here on the screen, 419-417-4288. This phone will ring and you will be on air with Hatter. You can remain anonymous if you would like. You can feel free to share your name. You can share your thoughts, questions, comments, concerns, anything you want. But we are going to be wrapping this up in 9 minutes. Let me see here. Payments Professor. we'll see this short. What's it about? Oh, it's muted. Unmute.
Hey everybody, you may be wondering exactly what is this FEDNOW thing he's talking about. FEDNOW is the latest, the greatest, the newest payment system coming from the Federal Reserve Banks in almost 50 years. FEDNOW is instant payments. That's right, they're FEDNOW instant payments. What are instant payments? They're payments that take place instantly. Don't all payments take place instantly? No, actually they do not. But FEDNOW instant payments will be instant payments. What's instant? Less than 20 seconds. What's really cool is they'll be all day, any day, every day. That's right, all day, any day, every day. These are instant payments that will be taking place all day, any day, every day, coming from the Federal Reserve. How awesome is that? Want more? Better follow me.
Notice how he doesn't talk about the fees. Nothing like that. Notice how there's nothing on here from news agencies. Nothing really on here from news agencies. Morris Invest. Here's Harris A Financial. Nothing on here from news agencies. Forbes, breaking news. Okay, so that was Ron DeSantis, the Florida governor. But nothing on here from news agencies. No CNN. Oh, there's something from Fox News. Well, that's just devaluating the dollar, so that's not about the FEDNOW. There is nothing on here at all from news agencies. But watch this. One word, 5 letters. CNN, Fox News, Fox News. 1 day ago, 1 day ago, 4 days ago, 17 hours ago, 4 hours ago. This is currently live. Trump says mass shootings aren't a gun problem. They're not. It's a people problem. You have 2 stories in the Bible, David and Goliath, and what's the other one? The brother, Cain and Abel. It was rocks. Are we going to ban rocks? Sorry, getting off topic. Fox News. MSNBC. Leaked military documents. Leaked documents. News site, news site, news site. News, 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 news. Hey, Organic, what is good, bro? How you doing? We just in here talking about this new FedNow program that they want to roll out on us. And how it's being, like, hush-hushed. Because there's other more important things in the news. So if you have any thoughts, concerns, ideas, or anything like that, Organic, and you want to give a call in, you can call in the On Air with Hatter line, 419-417-4288. How you been? Hope you've been doing well. New what program? FedNow. They're going to be providing instant payments between financial institutions, businesses, but the fees that they're assessing, we're in for a world of hurt because there's a fee on absolutely everything. If you go shopping, if they pass this, which it sounds like they're already in the process of, if they enact this, I will say, and you go to Walmart and you buy 100 items, Walmart's being charged per item a fee of 4.5 cents. We're going to have to make up that. We're going to have to make up that fee. Businesses don't stay in business by not making money. Here's a copy of the fee sheet. I'm not sure how well you can see it. But customer credit transfer, 4.5 cents per item, $25 a month participation fee. So basically it's banking, but at a subscription-based. Subscription-based banking. I wonder if the more you pay, the more you save. To me, it seems like they're trying to eliminate the smaller individual-owned companies. Yes, they're big. They make money. But PayPal, Cash App, Zelle. I mean, 100 items, 4.5 cents, $4.50 is not horrible, but shit's already expensive. You're absolutely right. But look at it from not only your standpoint, but your city's standpoint. How many people go to Walmart, Kroger, Meijer, and walk out with shopping cart after shopping cart after shopping cart? There's got to be a minimum dollar amount to be a part of this. I need to do more research. I don't think it's a bank. It's just the federal government stepping in between point A to point B. So they get their hands on everything. I can no longer, if they put this through and we're no longer allowed to use like PayPal and Cash App and that, and we have to use the FEDNOW system, you send me money, it instantly sends the money to the FEDNOW system and they verify that you have the money to give, and then they send it to me, and we both get charged a fee. The man, so to speak, will always get their money. Absolutely organic. 100%. Maybe they're going to get a tax write-off at the end. I mean, technically they could, because it would technically be a business expense, because you can write off banking expenses, anything that's used for business. But once it comes down to an individual level, the businesses and everything may get a tax write-off, but we're not going to see that reprieve. I can go 20 minutes west of me to a Walmart that's crazy busy. They probably sell close to 200,000 items a day. If they get that tax write-off, so they're saving their money on the federal or the FEDNOW system. Yes, they're saving their money, but they're still going to raise their prices to cover that cost. So what happens there? It rolls down to the average Joe taxpayer that's going shopping. So this is paper check forward and return collection fees. Encoded deposits. For each instance, for a coded deposit or an encoded deposit through it via check, they're going, again, it's only available processing office deadline 7 p.m. Sunday through Thursday. So it's not available on Fridays and it's not available on Saturdays. It's available immediately, but cash letter fee of $17 and a per item fee of $4.50. So each check, even if this is just for businesses, each check that comes in, they're being charged what? $21.50? You ever watch Yellowstone? I have not watched Yellowstone. Uncoded deposits, same thing. $21.50 fee. Same thing. Only available Sunday through Thursday. Treasury checks, Sunday through Thursday. It'll be immediate. No, there's no charge. The government's giving you the money, and they know they're going to charge you when you spend it back. So there's no charge on that. And there's no charge on money orders. There's no charge on savings bonds. But again, those are not available on Fridays or Saturdays. I thought this was supposed to be a 24-hour, 7-day a week, 365-day program. Now, forward Canadian check clearing. So if you write a check in U.S. funds for Canadian, it's deferred. They charge you $23, and it's not available on Friday or Saturday. If you're transferring Canadian funds to American, it's immediate, and they charge you $23. Cash letter correction fee, $22. If you're changing to GBP or the euro, you're going to be paying $40 per transaction. Not available on Friday or Saturday. All other items, you're paying $40 and it's not available on Friday or Saturday. It's an incredible depiction of the butcher industry in America and all over agricultural life in the U.S. farmer. When prices finally hit the butcher table next year for all this inflation, it's going to be bad. It's going to be bad for everybody. And oh yeah, like prices are gonna fucking skyrocket everywhere. And this little program here that we're looking at is not going to help, because the prices are gonna go up with this. Because if a business has more expenses, they have to raise their prices to cover those expenses. And then they're talking about, food shortages and all that. If the government's stepping in between point A and point B, what's to stop them from saying, oh, well, there's an egg shortage. You're only allowed to get 2 dozen eggs a month. You go to the store, you pick up 3 dozen eggs thinking you're going to be slick, and they decline your transaction. Because the store cannot sell 3 dozen eggs to one individual person in a month. Do you see how this is expanding into a really big fucking problem? Back when we had the pandemic, $5 eggs is crazy. I was paying, when eggs hit their peak, I was paying like $8 for 18 eggs. It was like $7.47, and that's at Walmart. So we're talking like low tier eggs. We're not talking Eggland's Best. We're not talking one of the major, nationwide known companies. We're talking Walmart brand, and it was like $8 for 18 eggs. Anyone who believes in more government presence in day-to-day life doesn't understand the government at all. I agree 100%. The federal government should not take part in day-to-day life. That is what the state government is for. That's why each state has representatives. I just woke up. It's 1:37 p.m. What up, psycho? I mean, a dozen. Yeah, it was like $5-6 for a dozen eggs. I'm still paying $9.99 for an 18 pack of eggs. Yeah, and this shit's crazy. And with all these fees and everything, and this is directly from their website. Like, this is not me blowing smoke or anything. It's crazy. So if you go to a store and you have a return, a large dollar return item. So you go to Walmart and you buy that brand new 8K TV. Vizio, really nice, 65, 70-inch TV. Costs you what? Probably $1,500, $2,000. You get it home, it doesn't work right, you take it back to the store. It's a $4.50 return fee per item that these stores are going to get charged. Return item reclear, $11. Level 1 items valued up to $100, 75 cents per item. Level 2 items valued up to $250, 85 cents per item. Level 4 items valued up to $1,000, $1.05. You just got a projector for $200. Okay, so with these fees, let's say you go there, let's say this is enacted today, and these companies are being forced into this program. They're having to pay all these extra fees. You got the projector for $200. Bunk. We'll go back to the fees. So, one item, $200. They have to do the fee. So that's 4.5 cents. Isn't nothing for a projector, right? Cool. But they're doing the participation fee of $25. So now that projector became $225 and 5 cents. Because we're going to assume that you got the projector from a pretty big store and they've already used through their 2,500 discount credits. But now with the returns, they get charged too. So they're going to have to take that into effect. So where was the returns? Plus they're going to have, okay, the data files, the end of day data files. We've all worked in retail. You have to submit a data file every day. That's $150. So part of that $150 is going to come out of that $200 projector. That $200 projector probably just went to a $250 projector. I just try my best to focus on my life and not be bothered by the what if agenda of extremists in America. Everyone has ambition, and what they will do to step over the common man is sad. Absolutely organic. I agree 100%. I just figured that this would be an interesting topic to kick off the radio call-in show. And it's definitely been an interesting topic. We've been live for almost 2 hours now for the first episode. And we have a reaction dropping later at 6 p.m. tonight. So make sure you guys have your notification bells turned on. You are subscribed to the channel. Hit that like button. Share it out. Some companies charge a restocking fee. Yes, and that's understandable to a point. I mean, you have to pay the people to restock it, whatever. I mean, that's individual companies. That's not like something that's across the board. You can dislike the company for it, but it's not like you can go after one organization saying you're responsible for this. The federal government doing the FEDNOW system, which is what we're talking about, Psycho, that they're releasing in July. This is going to be something that I don't think they're going to try to force it right away, but it's going to be strongly encouraged from the U.S. government. Strongly encouraged by the United States government. Those 7 words can be awfully frightening to businesses. Hey, take care, MN54. I appreciate you stopping by. I appreciate you giving me some feedback. Like the customer pays or the store loses more? Well, the store isn't going to lose more, because if the store has to pay all this extra money, they're going to raise the prices to recoup this extra money. MN54 brought up a good point earlier, saying that, well, it's a business expense, so they might get a tax write-off. That's absolutely true. Let's say you hire a contractor to build a wraparound porch for you. Now, he's going to get his supplies. He's got his tools. He's got his business insurance. He's got his liability. He's got his vehicle. All those things he can use for a tax write-off. But all of those things that he's using, he's incorporating that into the total cost of building your wraparound porch. Yes, he may go out and get, $20,000 worth of tools. He's not going to charge you $20,000 for those, but a part of what's coming in is going to be recuperated per job. That's why I buy items straight off the manufacturer. It's like 50 to 80% off of what stores pay. Yes, but this FEDNOW system is going to affect manufacturers. It's going to affect banks. It's going to affect everything. I said enough. I gotta go. You ain't gotta go. Like the example I gave earlier. Gas goes up. So the companies that have to, like Walmart, we'll use Walmart for an example again. Walmart company pays fuel for these trucks to deliver their goods every day to every store. Fuel goes up. So they have to charge more for deliveries. The store gets charged more, so the store raises their prices on some things. And it's never the little things that the price gets raised on. It's all stuff that we need. Stuff that you really can't go without. I mean, yeah, you can go without milk, eggs, bread. But those are in high demand items. So those are the things that get affected first. Laundry soaps. Dish soap. Body wash. Toiletries. Health hygiene. Hygiene products. Take care, Psycho. It's just going to be a giant snowball effect, I am afraid. So, does anybody that's still left in the chat have any ideas for what we would like to talk about for next week's topic? I don't really want to get political, but I will. I want it to be a call-in show, so I want you guys to feel comfortable with calling in and talking on air with Hatter. I think this is a really cool concept. Huge shout out to Simple for giving me this idea. And I'm excited for it. So if anybody has any topic ideas, drop them down in the chat. If you are watching this after the fact and you've made it an hour and 49 minutes into this live stream, feel free to drop some comments down below. I appreciate you. You are a trooper. You are definitely sticking it out. The Budweiser Bud Light situation. It might be old news by next Sunday, but that's a possibility that we could cover. Let me write that down. Do. Let me see. Oh, it's Charlie Chaplin's birthday today. Interesting. I did not know that. Yeah, it's definitely a touchy subject. The whole Bud Light, Budweiser, Anheuser-Busch situation. But they took a gamble, and I think that they're just going to have to bite the bullet on that one. I don't think that that was a smart business move. Or maybe it was a smart move because, yeah, people may have stopped buying the product or supporting the product, but everybody's talking about the product. Elon Musk and his Tesla phone, or maybe his fully automated city he is building. He's building a fully automated city? Interesting. I did not know that. Elon Musk automated city. Reportedly planning to build a company town for workers near Austin, Texas called Snailbrook. The proposed town would include 110 homes. I don't want to click the arrow. Leave me alone. Nope. Nope. Go away. Employees would be invited to apply for housing with rent starting at around $800 a month for a 2 or 3 bedroom home. Town would also feature Montessori school for up to 15 students. Interesting. I did not realize that he was planning on building his own town. I heard, was it the Tesla phone or was, yeah, it was the Tesla phone. I heard something a while ago about that. Has they made any progress on it? Well, let's go right to their website and see. Can I post a link? I don't think it'll let you. The Tesla Pi phone? Oh my goodness. Am I going to regret this, organic? Tesla Pi phone. The Tesla Model Pi phone will be considered to be the most advanced smartphone that's ever existed in human hands. Blah, 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 blah. The price will be between $800 and $1,200. First satellite phone compatible with the Starlink network. But if we compare it with the Apple iPhone and its latest release, which costs around $1,400, the Tesla Modelo Pi has devastating characteristics and will be out of the game for the iPhone Pro Max. The smartphone is ready to revolutionize the mobile industry. It changes color. Exterior made of metallic materials that will give a metallic touch. The phone's security will be greatly enhanced with an exterior mask that will also integrate the technology to give the phone a photochromic coating. In simple terms, photochromic effect will allow the Tesla Model Pi to change color depending on the environment that it's in. There's 4 rear cameras, but it uses AI to illuminate a completely dark environment. You'll be able to capture beautiful photos in very low light situations. Similarity, it has high quality front facing camera that is integrated under the screen. You can also record videos and take photos simultaneously. But you need Starlink. So how much is the Starlink? Neuralink phone. That's some scary shit. When you talk about like implanting shit, and that's scary. I don't think I'm there yet. Has a solar charger. Impact resistant. According to our source, the launch of the Pi phone will be in 2024. $800, $1,200. All right, so how much is Starlink? Starlink. I don't want to put in my address. It's solar powered. It has its own built-in Wi-Fi. Oh shit. Okay, so it's available. Let's see here. Okay, I'm not. So it's up by north of Cleveland. This is about 3 hours away from me. I used to be from Olean, New York, which is right here. And it's almost available there. I don't want to put in a full service address. I grew up in Salamanca. Oh, come on. I just want to see how much the damn stuff is. It's all over in Canada. France, Austria, Spain, UK, Denmark, Sweden, Finland, Norway. Hang on. High-speed, low-latency broadband internet in remote locations across the globe. Easy self-install. 30-day trial. Engineered by SpaceX. Okay, so how much does Starlink internet cost? $110 to $500 a month. Yeah, definitely that's a selling point. No more no cell signal. Absolutely. But I'm wondering if you need the internet, the Starlink internet, to use the phones. Okay, so it's got the fingerprint scanner. Send it to me through Instagram at How to Reacts. Let's see if I can find you. Organic reactions. There we go. I found you. I'm already following you. There you go. Now you'll be able to send me the video link right through there. Let me see here real quick. Pull that up. That over here. Ba-da-dum, da-da-dum, da-da-dum. Come on.
Elon Musk's Tesla phone has just destroyed Apple's iPhone 14. This comes a few days after the Cupertino-based company unveiled their latest smart gadgets, the iPhone 14 and the iPhone 14 Pro. How has the Tesla Pi phone destroyed Apple's iPhone 14? Is the Model Pi the smartphone of choice? Could this be the end of Apple's iPhones? Join me today in this video where we shall explore Elon Musk's Tesla phone that has just destroyed Apple's iPhone 14. If there is one thing that is common with Tesla products, it is their high quality. The Tesla cars are unrivaled in the EV industry. The Tesla house is just exceptional, and any tech enthusiast will tell you that the Tesla Optimus humanoid is the next big thing in the tech industry. But before we get there, there is the Tesla Model Pi phone that is destroying Apple's iPhone. But how? Well, to begin with, the Tesla Model Pi uses satellite internet, which is much faster and more steady than the cellular connection that is used by Apple's iPhone 14. This simply means that the Model Pi phone can function even in the remotest of places, as in forests and mountain tops, unlike the iPhone 14, that has a limited connection. It is hinted that Tesla will soon receive a huge contract of supplying the US Defense Forces with the Tesla satellite phones. This will be a big win for Musk's Tesla, given that the contracts from the Pentagon will leave any entrepreneur smiling all the way to the bank. There is no doubt that this gadget will facilitate proper communication between the military generals and the foot soldiers. As if the satellite internet is not enough, the Tesla Model Pi phone comes with inbuilt Wi-Fi, a technology that Apple does not have. What is even more intriguing is that the Wi-Fi connection will reach download speeds of up to 200 megabits per second, which is just incredible. The satellite internet will be provided by SpaceX's Starlink, a company providing satellite internet access coverage to 40 countries. In a tweet, Musk has hinted that satellite internet is actually the future in the smartphone industry. His tweet reads, "We've had some promising conversations with Apple about Starlink connectivity. iPhone team is obviously super smart. For sure, closing link from space to phone will work best if phone software and hardware adapt to space-based signals versus Starlink purely emulating cell towers. With this fast internet, you can download the latest movies in just a click of a button. If you're a soccer fan, you can seamlessly livestream the soccer games of Europe's best teams that compete in the UEFA Champions League. The incredibly fast satellite internet connection will also come in handy when you want to play some computer games during your free time. And in case you want to download some of these games and play them offline, the Tesla Pi phone got you covered. The futuristic phone comes with a memory of 16GB compared to iPhone 14's 6GB of RAM. Moreover, the Pi phone has a sufficient storage of 2TB, unlike the latest iPhone that is capped out at 1TB. It is clear that the Tesla phone is not just better than Apple's iPhone, but it has properties that make it superior to the desktops and laptops that a lot of people use. In that regard, we would not be wrong to conclude that the Model Pi is more than just a smartphone. The performance of the Pi phone is further enhanced by the powerful processor that is capable of mining crypto. Normally when mining crypto such as Bitcoin, the miners use a number of computers. It is mind-blowing that the Tesla phone can mine digital currencies on its own, which is a true testament to the superiority of its processor. With this, you can be sure that the Tesla phone will not slow down, unlike Apple's iPhones that are prone to hanging and slowing down. It is unfortunate that Elon Musk has been a victim of the iPhone's poor performance, as seen in an interview where he said this: "What I was referring to is that the technology does not automatically improve. People are used to the phone getting better every year. I'm an iPhone user, but I think some of the recent software updates have been not great. Certainly fitting into that point. It broke my email system, which is quite fundamental." This is where the Tesla Pi phone embarrasses Apple's iPhone 14. Tesla is also outsmarting Apple in the manufacturing of smartphones. Over time, Elon's Tesla has mastered the art of manufacturing their products in an efficient and effective way. For example, the company has embraced the use of the GigaPress technology in making the underbody of their cars. This has significantly reduced the price of the Tesla EVs, unlike Apple that has contracted a Taiwanese multinational electronics contract manufacturer by the name of Foxconn to manufacture the iPhone. Elon's Tesla will adopt an independent production style which is way cheaper. With that, you can be sure that the Tesla Model Pi phone will be way cheaper than Apple's latest iPhone. The latest prices reveal that Tesla's Pi phone, which goes for only $690, is way cheaper than Apple's iPhone 14 that goes for $899. It is just mind-boggling that the Tesla Pi phone is cheaper than the iPhone 14 despite having superior features. Since price is a big factor when it comes to buying smartphones, most people are expected to go for a Tesla phone as it is relatively cheaper. Other than the price, the Tesla phone has destroyed the Apple iPhone 14 in matters of battery technology. The Model Pi phone comes with a battery of 7,000 milliamps, which can last much longer than Apple iPhone's 14 battery capacity of 3,200 milliamps. It's exciting to know that the battery of the Tesla phone can last for 55 to 60 hours. This is just incredible considering that the battery of an iPhone can be drained in a period of just 24 hours. It was expected that the Pi phone was going to have an excellent battery considering that Tesla has been researching on how to improve the lithium-ion batteries of their electric cars. If the company can make a battery that can sustain the EVs for more than 500 miles, you can be sure that they can make an excellent battery for a smartphone, which are much smaller. In case your Pi phone battery gets low while using it far from an electronic power source, you shouldn't be worried, and here's why. The revolutionary Tesla phone has some solar panels embedded on its back which convert the solar energy to chemical energy which is stored in the battery of the futuristic phone. Just exposing the Tesla phone to the sun is enough to make it charge. This feature is not only good for the environment, but also extremely practical for customers, and we would no longer need it through wires. The solar charging capability is one of those features of the Tesla phone that has totally destroyed Apple's iPhone 14. Other than solar charging, the Tesla Model Pi phone has a photochromic coating that allows it to change color in response to sunshine. It is possible to change the outer color of the phone while in the sun after every 30 minutes. The unique coating on the phone's body is one of the phone's most amazing visual surprises. The Model Pi has a striking resemblance to the iPhone 14, but as promised, the Tesla phone will be far superior to its Apple rival. It is important to remember that former Apple designer Antonio De Rosa is the man behind the design of the Tesla phone. With Musk's input, you can expect that the talented Antonio will do an excellent job, actually make better designs than those of the iPhone. Musk's design abilities cannot be ignored given that he is also involved in the design of the Tesla EVs and the SpaceX Starship. Some say that the tech billionaire is a genius, but he is just more than a genius. Just like all other Tesla products, the Tesla phone is designed in such a way that it has the normal T logo at its back. This is Tesla's trademark that signifies high-quality stuff. Many people would agree that in the tech world, you can never go wrong with a Tesla product. You just have to admire the pride with which the Tesla car owners drive their vehicles. It will be no different for the Apple users who will not hesitate to brandish the Tesla logo on their phones. Tesla's revolutionary logo is now overtaking the Apple logo that has been sensational in the tech industry for some time now. Next to the Tesla logo is the phone's fingerprint scanner. It's just difficult to understand why Apple's iPhone does not have a fingerprint scanner, despite being in the market for a long time. From 2007, when the legendary Steve Jobs ushered us into the world of smartphones, the cool thing with the fingerprint scanner is that it makes it pretty easy to unlock your phone. While the iPhone users will simply be tapping their phones so they can unlock them, the iPhone users on the other hand will have to deal with Face ID, which gets it wrong half the time and takes forever to unlock the phone. And sometimes you even have to use your passcode to unlock it. Though you can easily unlock the Pi phone using a fingerprint, it is more secure than an iPhone. Tesla's engineering team and software developers have ensured their phone has a very advanced security system. This is necessary considering that the Tesla Model Pi phone will be used in the mining of Mars coin, which is a digital currency that will be used in Musk's colony of Mars. As earlier mentioned in the video, the Tesla phone will use a satellite internet connection that is provided by Musk's other company known as Starlink. This independence serves to secure the phone even the more. What is more exciting is that the phone will have built-in Wi-Fi unlike the iPhone 14, which connects to public Wi-Fi. As such, the iPhone will be susceptible to hacking, as it is exposed to public Wi-Fi connection. By the way, it is recommended that you should avoid public Wi-Fi connections as much as possible, as a way of reducing your chances of being hacked. In this video, it is evident that the Tesla Model Pi phone is the best phone that has ever been made. It is a phone unlike any other, and it is sure to destroy the recently released iPhone 14. What are your thoughts on the Tesla Model Pi phone? Is it a smartphone that you can consider buying? Feel free to share your views in the comment section below. Anyways guys, if you want to see more interesting videos, click the video right above. Thank you for watching.
Alright, so it seems like an interesting phone. I'm not sure how it would operate though. Like, is it like Apple to where it can be operated on different sites or different services, or are they strictly going to have the Tesla cell tower, or is it strictly just going to be a satellite phone? Is there going to be a monthly fee for said satellite phone? Or is it a one-time fee of, $640 or whatever? Or even if it's $1,000, is it a one-time fee of $1,000 and then you no longer have a phone bill because it's powered by the satellite? I don't think that's the case because obviously Elon Musk, he's a businessman. Businesses need to make money. We've said it throughout this entire broadcast. Definitely interested to look more into that. Iris, I hate iPhones too. I just can't get behind them. I don't like them at all. But anyways, we have been live on this stream for over 2 hours now. I was shooting for an hour and a half. We've crushed those marks. I appreciate everybody that's come in and given your feedback on the FEDNOW implementation for the financial situations going on. Feel free, if you guys want, to drop some comments down below on stuff that you would like to see us cover in future episodes. And we will see you next Sunday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you guys for stopping in.